Welcome to the TireRack.com 8 and 7 hour championship endurance race at Road America. Brought to you by RVA Graphics and Wraps, Frozen Rotors, NLA Parts, L Racing, the official helmet of ChampCar, Racing Radios, Lifeline, and UUC Motorworks. Also, I'd like to thank our class sponsors, Discovery Parts and MoneyShiftRacing.com, and the Chandler School for the Sportsmanship Award. My name is Chelsea Vickery. I will be your race director for the weekend. Dana Morrison is also on here, who will be talking about the championship aspects of the race. So without further ado, I will jump into how the weekend's kind of laid out. Road America is hosting a test day. If you have not signed up, please do so with the link in the supplemental rules. Keep in mind that if you are not participating in the test day, you cannot enter the facility until 3 p.m. on Friday. So Thursday evening, 5 to 7, if you want to drop your trailer off, you have to be a part of the Road America test day. If you want to get in before 3 p.m. on Friday, you got to sign up for that test day. So keep that in mind. COVID guidelines. Wisconsin is open right now with no restrictions. However, we ask you to please be respectful to anyone wearing a mask. Everyone's situation is different, so keep that in mind. I'll jump into the start of the race. Like I said before, this is an 8 and 7 hour endurance race. We'll need drivers in and ready to be released by 8:15. So we're going to go green flag at 8:30 on Saturday and Sunday. Drivers in and ready by 8:15. We're going to let you out behind the pace car. We need to bring everybody over that start-finish line to check transponders. If you don't know, Road America is about a 4-mile track. So we need everybody to be able to be ready to throw that green at 8:30. We normally do a random pit stall draw, but this time we're going to let the championship contenders out with the gold windshield banner that you'll get at Tech. We'll stack you behind the pace car first, and then everybody else will be stacked behind them. So that is how we will do that. We'll let you out on course under a full course yellow. We're checking transponders like I mentioned. Green flag is going to be displayed only at start. So if you are in the back of the line, all of the other stations will have those double yellows displayed. Green flag will be at the start finish. When you see those stations, bring those yellow flags in. You are racing. No flag means you are racing. I'll jump into pit road and fueling rules. Everyone must stop at pit in completely every single time to get a timer, no matter what. There's a drive lane, there's a transition lane, and then there's your pit box. So whenever you come onto pit road, make sure that you stay driver's left. Get closer to your pit box, you're going to use the transition lane, and then you're going to go into your pit box. Please don't go down 5 to 10 pit boxes before you get to yours. So pit road speed is 20 miles an hour. No one over the wall until a car has come to a complete stop. So please don't jump that wall until your car has made it to your pit box, completely stopped. 5-minute minimum for fuel stops from pit in to pit out. If you are not fueling, you'll just go to your pit box, do what you need to do, continue on to pit out, say no fuel, they'll do a quick courtesy check, and then they'll let you back out on track. If you are fueling, everyone over the wall during refueling must be in full fireproof gear. Visors down the entire time. There'll be pit marshals on pit lane. One of the most frequent things that they have to tell people about is their visors during fueling. You guys are pretty amped. You'll jump the wall. You'll have them cracked a little bit. The driver in the car even will have it cracked a little bit. Will come up to you and say, visors down, visors down. So make sure that you are in full gear, socks, gloves, suit, balaclava if required. The only exception is shoes. We will allow closed-toed lace-up shoes, leather boots. That's allowed. So during refueling, car comes in, no one over the wall until it comes to a stop. Power to that car needs to be off. Hit the kill switch. When the gas cap comes off, you are then under fueling rules. No extra work at all can be done on the car. The only thing you can do is change the driver out. There are 5 people max involved with the fueling. This includes the driver in the car that's being swapped out. So 5 people over the wall during fueling max. 1 5-gallon jug over the wall at a time. Please don't sit your jugs on the wall. That can just be a dangerous situation. If one falls, if something happens, it can just escalate quickly. So 1 5-gallon jug over the wall at a time. Fire bottle person, very important person. Fire bottle person needs to be with a 10-pound ABC fire bottle, pin pulled, standing 7 to 10 feet away, ready to save their teammate's life. No, this is their only job. The fire bottle person should not be doing anything else but standing there ready in case something were to happen. So keep that in mind. Whenever you're refueling, you need to use your drip pans. They must be at least 3 inches deep by 12 inches in diameter. Road America is a beautiful track. We want to be invited back. We're up in the tower. We can see the pit lane, the entire pit lane pretty much. So if any fuel spills or anything like that, they are noticed pretty quick, and they will send a truck over to scope it out if it isn't cleaned up properly. So please keep everything nice and clean if you do have some spills. That reminds me of overfilling. Let's talk about that for a second. If you overfill your car, you continue on to pit out and onto the track, you come into corner 1, you might not even be in the corner even, and something's spraying out of your car. That first corner worker is going to call up to the tower and say, car so-and-so is leaking something. They don't know what you're leaking. So it's going to go from that corner to the next corner, all the way around the track until you come in. We're going to black flag you. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be black flagged. You're going to come in, get the situation fixed. If you are released back out on track and the problem continues, we're just going to bring you right back in. So please try to avoid overfilling when you are fueling. Everybody's going to stop at pit out. I mentioned that a little bit. You have to stop every single time at pit out. They're going to collect that timer. Do not send your car to pit out with a minute left on the timer after you have refueled. You're going to clog up pit out. Cars are going to have to go around you. So please, if you have time left on that timer, clean your windshield, do something, check your driver's belts over. So please try to get it to as close as 5 minutes as possible. It is your team's responsibility to strap your driver in. We will do a courtesy check. Jackie's going to be probably at pit out or someone else. They're going to check for those bands, driver's bands and a waiver band. You should have 2 bands on your arm at pit out. If you don't, she's going to turn you around. She's going to make you go back and get those bands. She will also check your helmet for a tech sticker. If you have not had your gear teched for 2021, you'll need to do that on Friday during the tech process. So make sure you have all of those things or you won't be let back out on track. She'll take that timer, do a quick courtesy check, and then let you back out. This is where I want to talk about the blend line at Road America. If you know Road America, you know that front straight, you can haul the mail. You are cooking speed up over that crest. You come up over that crest, that just so happens to be going into turn 1 where people come off of pit road. Do not jump the blend line. Make sure you follow that blend line. Do not cross out over the track. You are going to follow that blend line all the way through turn 1. Keep that in mind. Whenever the blend line ends, don't just cut left. There could be somebody coming through that corner. So be cautious whenever you exit pit road. I will start penalties at 2 minutes for jumping the blend line. If you continue to do it, it's just going to climb. We'll talk about flags. Flags, we go by the line of sight rule. So if a corner worker is displaying a flag and you are coming up on it, you see that flag, you are under that condition. It's not race up to the corner station and then you're under that flag. It is when you see it, you're under that condition. We'll start with yellows. Yellows is something that you'll see probably most throughout the weekend. Standing yellow. If you see a standing yellow, we ask you to drop your race speed to 70%. There could be something offline, just something that you need to pay attention to. So you see that standing yellow, drop your race speed to 70%. You'll pass that station, pass the incident, come to the next manned station without a flag, and you are back racing. Waving yellow. Maybe something is in the racing line, something a little bit more dangerous. We ask you to drop your speed to 50% under a waving yellow. Could be a bigger problem. Main thing to remember, under yellows, no passing at all. You see that flag come out, you don't pass the guy in front of you before you get to the stand. You're under that condition, so no passing under yellows. Passing under yellow violations will start at a 3-minute penalty at black flag. If you're a repeat offender, it can climb. So keep that in mind. Next flag is a red flag. Flag that we hate to use the most. It means something very dangerous has happened. We need to get emergency vehicles to that situation immediately. So if you see a red flag, come to a quick, controlled stop, preferably off of the race line so those emergency vehicles can get past you quickly. Black flag, we have a problem with your driving, not necessarily you, but you're driving. Your car, something could be going on. So if you see a black flag, please come into pit road. Black flag station is going to be right at pit in. Black flag station on the track is turn 14. So if you see your car you're being black flagged, please come in. Don't send a teammate to a pit marshal asking why you're being black flagged. We're just going to bring you in anyways. White flag is going to be followed either a slow vehicle or the emergency crew if they're out there. Slow vehicles will just cover at each corner station until the car comes in. Same with the emergency vehicles. I think Road America does do an EV flag, which is a white red cross flag. They'll just display that at start finish. So if you see that at start finish, just keep in mind that there's trucks probably out on track. We will be doing hot pulls. Do not buzz the safety crew. They keep eyes on that, which all emergency crews do. It's very important that you guys don't pass people right before you get to the trucks. You need to give them as wide a berth as possible, especially when there's boots on the ground, when they're out of the vehicle. Do not be doing anything around incidents that they're out there. So just keep your eyes up whenever they're out on track. Special notes, ChampCar.Live will be broadcasting the championship race, so tune into them at ChampCar.Live. As always, want to thank everyone for racing with us. I will hand it over to Dana to talk a little bit more about the championship.
Thanks, Chelsea. And as you guys can see, I have the official championship decision-making tool ready to go here. I'm going to pack this in my luggage. Hopefully the TSA won't take it away from me. So as Chelsea mentioned, we are running the championship at this event. You're going to see cars out there with stickers on them, designating them as championship contenders. What does that mean to the rest of the race? It means we're running a race. Everybody out there is entitled to their spot of traffic, their piece of the race. Having the sticker on that car doesn't mean you've got to give them any kind of special privilege. Race your race with everybody on the track just as you always would, and stay off of each other. We certainly don't want the championship decided because somebody got crashed, but stay off each other. Championship teams, those of you who are carrying those stickers do not give you any special rights or privileges to knife through the field. Everybody out there is in the same race. There are not two races going on between the green and the checker. There is one race and everybody's in it. So drive accordingly. The biggest thing for all the competitors here, and yes, I've emailed a lot of additional information to the championship contenders about tech, impound, 2020 regulations, all that sort of stuff. But the point here is to talk to everybody about the championship event. Specifically on pit lane, as Chelsea said, we're going to roll the championship cars off pit lane first. So if you're carrying a championship contender banner, look for directions from the pit lane marshals. You're going to see cars moving on pit lane a little bit differently than we normally would, because we're going to be stacking them based on a couple criteria. So you're going to see a lot of cars moving on pit lane. So just look and wait for directions from staff. Once we get the championship contenders lined up, then Chelsea will decide how she's going to roll the rest of the cars off pit lane. So if you see cars moving and starting to stack up behind the pace car, just wait for direction. We'll have plenty of staff members out there. Impound, we're going to impound all the cars that we normally impound. top 5 cars on track and the leaders in class. We'll also impound the top 3 championship contending cars. If those cars happen to already be in the top 5 or one of the leaders in class, great. If for some reason all of the championship contender teams don't fall into the top 5 or first in class, then we'll just have extra people in impound. So when we do the impound, just look for a couple extra cars there, a little extra space. They will be teched differently. Remember that the 2020 cars that are running for the championship are run under the 2020 rules. So if you're looking over a car in impound, just make sure you check which car you're looking at, whether it's a championship contender or a contender for just a regular race. So take a look at the banners before you start looking at the tech forms. As I said, I've sent a lot of additional information out to the championship contending team, so they all know the drill. They all know what they're looking at. One thing I want to make completely clear here, this is Chelsea's race. I am only there to manage the championship. Chelsea is there to manage the race. She's going to manage every car on the racetrack as if it's in the race. There will be no special circumstances for championship contenders and not championship contenders. Chelsea will run the race, and I will only be involved down at the impound each days in the championship part of it. So if you're on the track and you're running in the championship and you get called for something, it's Chelsea's decision 100%, and I've got complete confidence in her. So remember that you're all in the same race together. That's all I really got to add. I'm going to pause for a second for Polly to tell me if I've missed anything, and then I will hand it back off to Chelsea, who is either on that side or that side. I can never remember which. But anyway, so thanks everyone. Seriously looking forward to being there. It's going to be my first time out at Road America to visit the track myself. So really looking forward to that. And I don't hear Polly chiming in, so I'm going to hand it back over to Chelsea.
If you can't get into the track until 3 o'clock on Friday, guys that want to tech their cars, how long will they have to get teched for on that Friday?
Get me looking for my thing.
So this is probably a really good place to mention, if you're not a championship contender team and this is your first race of the year, please take advantage of our online electronic tech form. Team captains, you will find a link on your main login page that says submit a tech form. Click on that, fill out all the information, save it. Then when you go to tech inspection at the track, the tech inspectors will simply check your safety gear. Click the button, you'll get your annual tech inspection, and your information will automatically go over to registration. It really, really speeds up the tech process. We've had really good luck with it everywhere we've gone this year, so take advantage of that. It speeds things up dramatically.
7. So it's going to go until 7 o'clock registration or in tech. Well, so 3 to 7 for the people who aren't in the test day, Road America test day on Friday. That's the time that they'll have. As always, thank you for racing with us. We know you have options out there. It means a lot to us at ChampCar that you continue to support and make this club what it is. Thank you to our sponsors again, RVA Graphics and Wraps, Frozen Rotors, Bell Racing, Racing Radios, NLA Parts, Lifeline, UUC Motorworks, and our title sponsor, TireRack.com. Please, if you have any questions, reach out to me at chelsea.vickery@champcar.org.